So one thing us Overwatch players will agree on is that we like the game. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't call ourselves Overwatch players. We enjoy it, we like spending our free time on it, we like thinking about it. But something we tend to disagree on, depending on our platform, is which heroes are good and which are bad. And this is largely going to play into what we're talking about here today, and namely that the different versions of the game will be balanced differently. It's been previously stated by Jeff Kaplan that this is going to be the case in an interview that took place a few months prior to launch. He basically said that they didn't want players to feel that the tuning for one platform would affect or ruin the experience for another platform. Now, it's been coming up again recently because a tweet a few days ago confirmed it from the official Overwatch Twitter account, but I figured it is an interesting topic to talk about, and that's why I want to discuss it with you guys here today. So what's going to happen is that the different games, whether it's the console version or the PC version, are going to be balanced differently depending on how certain heroes are performing on each of the platforms. Now, you might say to me, Force, why should any hero perform differently to whether you're playing on the console or whether you're playing on the PC? Well, it namely comes down to the control that's being used. Whether you're playing with a mouse and keyboard or you're playing with a gamepad, the way those two different experiences work alters which heroes and what kits are really strong. I mean, look, I'm not here to have a big debate about which is better, which is more skillful or whatever. What I will say though, I think it's fairly common knowledge that with a gamepad it's harder to aim. And where can we look for evidence to this? Well, it's simple. There's aim assist on console shooters. Overwatch is one of them. You wouldn't need aim assist if it was just as easy to aim on PC where there is no aim assist. Although we could talk about the head hitbox of characters in this game as it being very large and Hanzo's arrow having a big hitbox as well, but that's another discussion for another video. Simply put, it's easier to aim and more precise to aim with a keyboard and mouse. Also, character movement is a bit slower on the consoles because of sort of the way the joysticks work. On a console, if you want to aim properly and have good aim, you're gonna have to lower your sensitivity a bit. But what this also does is it really restricts your ability to turn around quickly. Whereas on PC, you can use huge swinging motions with your arm and quickly turn around while still having precise aim. That's not really the case when all you have are those two joysticks to use, and there's basically a maximum turnaround speed, if you will. So these two things lead to some characters being better than others. I want to give you a couple examples on the console of characters that are considered incredibly strong and that actually aren't so on the PC. One is Torbjorn. I am constantly hearing console players complaining about Torbjorn, that it's very hard to respond to his turret and that his turret is way too strong. Do you hear those complaints on the PC? No. In fact, I've been seeing people talk about how they're getting lots of games with 2 to 4 Torbjorns a game. I can't think of the last time I saw, you know what, I can't think of it. It was within the first week of beta, and then the PC players realized that they could just quickly respond and had no problem, and now Torbjorn's turret is not an issue. In fact, it's a rare case that I'll even see a Torbjorn in a game. It's so easy to deal with him. And it's not as easy on the console because, as we talked about, movement is a little bit slower. It's harder to respond and turn around while still having good aim. And so what that means is the turret's gonna kill you before you even know what's going on. So yeah, Torbjorn's considered very strong on the console, but basically almost worthless on the PC. I've also heard people say that Pharah is incredibly strong on console because it's hard to hit her when she's flying around. On PC, you don't really have that problem. Grab Widowmaker, grab Soldier 76, even McCree to a degree. We'll take care of Pharah, no problem. And then transversely, Widowmaker on the PC is considered almost game-breaking. Many people are saying she is the strongest hero, hands down. A good Widowmaker will essentially carry a match. On console, people are saying that she's really not a problem, because most people really suck with her because of the way the aiming works with the joysticks, so they don't consider her much of an issue. She's really easy to deal with. So this anecdotal evidence, just a general conversation between the two different player bases, points to the fact that there is a difference. And whether or not you want to agree with my assessment, again, look to Blizzard. They have stated, even prior to launch, that these will be balanced differently. They've reiterated recently that it'd be balanced differently as well. And frankly, I think this is a great thing. They are different experiences depending on how the game is controlled between the gamepad and the mouse and keyboard, and I do think for that reason, some heroes will be better than others. Now, what this could do though is create some of a problem namely with the competitive scene. Which platform are they going to be using? Now, it'd be my expectation that because it's Blizzard and they're primarily a PC-based company, that the PC scene will be the one to shine. In fact, the competitive games that I've seen so far have been on PC, and then there's also the fact that you just tend to see some more impressive play on the PC platform. So for that reason, I would assume that PC will be where all the competitive gameplay is gonna be. However, to play devil's advocate, it could be on the console market depending on how big that market is. There are many franchises out there where the console market far outshines in terms of its player base that of the PC. And while we don't know where the numbers are falling right now with Overwatch between the PC player base and the console player base, that could also be the case. Who knows? Maybe this game completely exploded. I think they talked about 7 million sales worldwide. Maybe only 3 of those are on PC and the 4 are on console. We don't know. I don't know that we've gotten a specific breakdown from Blizzard yet. I guess I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually bring that information forward in the future. But if the console base far outsizes that of the PC, then maybe the competitive scene would be on console just because they want to appease that player base. We don't know that yet. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. But at the end of the day, the fact that they are balancing these games differently is a good thing. It is a different experience, different strengths and weaknesses, and I'm glad to hear this. I'm happy to hear this. And speaking of balance, what are we gonna do? Are we doing anything about Widowmaker and McCree? When is this balancing happening, Blizzard? That's coming from a PC gamer's perspective, though. Apparently, console gamers don't really care about Widowmaker because she's like never played because it's hard to hit with her, I guess. Once again, highlighting the differences between the two platforms. All right, guys, that is gonna do it for me here today. Just wanted to talk with you about the fact that they are going to be balancing the two versions of the game differently, give you a bit of my thoughts and input, and I want to know now what you guys think about this as well. Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Hope you all have a fantastic afternoon, and until next time, I'll see you later.